I wear my Ed Hardy shirt with fluorescent orange pants because I'm tacky. Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and I am not wearing my fluorescent orange pants today, but I do have fluorescent orange pants. You're tuned into the Locker Room Daily Report, or TLDR for short. It's usually about an hour long, and I realize when I do this, it's kind of pointless, because this is a distance versus time. It's about 12 parsecs wide. And you're welcome to join me. I do this little geeky broadcast every weekday, specifically for my patrons. You want to become a patron, get all of TLDR and watch me geek out, interact with me, hear me talking about news and events, etc. Head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to be a patron. It's a lot of fun, especially when other people are physically in the room with me, which unfortunately they are not today. That is my second cup of coffee, and it's good, even though I am solo. Today's topic, before I roll into the Pirillo picks and then answering questions and talking about news, is how to speed up your phone, your iPhone specifically. I've been using iPhones for eons, and you know how I feel, or you should know how I feel, about the discrepancies in terms of performance with later versions of iOS, specifically iOS 7, 8, and 9. Frame drops, animation jank. Really, Apple has not done a great job at quality control with their software. And despite that, I've learned a few shortcuts in terms of speeding up my own iPhone experience. And while the first two suggestions are going to be a little on the nose, the third one was a tip that's really more of a glitch that I found out the other day, and I gotta talk about it because it's kind of exciting. And in fact, you may even notice it as I demonstrate a few of my tips. The first suggestion for speeding up your iPhone is don't worry about closing these apps. You know, all the multitasking apps that you might have in the background, don't worry about closing them, okay? Because it just wastes time. And if you waste time, what's the point? Apple has said, and even those who are intimately familiar with how the iPhone manages memory, they say that it's benign to close those background apps because they're really not taking up any memory or usable memory, or any kind of taking away from any kind of speed. The only reason you might want to close background apps is specifically because you're having a problem with the app. And that would be a cogent reason to close a background app, or an app that's running in the background, the multitasking app. So just stop wasting time. You're wasting time. It's a placebo effect. My second suggestion is stop downloading apps that allegedly speed up your phone. You don't need to download anything. Just don't. Stop. Just please. You know, the days of having to free up memory, or back in the day when I was running DOS, a version of DOS, it came with a utility that would allow you to compress the hard disk so you get twice as much data effectively on it. And in effect, you could double the space of your disk back in the day. That was important because we were talking about hard disks that were 420 megabytes in size. That's like the size of a really good game on the iPhone. But anymore, a lot of those optimizer apps on really just about any platform are pointless. I'm saying it. Not just on the iPhone, on the PC, on OS. It doesn't matter. If it's an optimizer app, I would probably steer clear from it, because it's not really going to do you any good. If you're trying to speed up your phone, you've really got to think about your own habits. And so that leads me to another tip, and I realized that, again, like I said, a lot of this is on the nose, but trust me, the ultimate tip is absolutely worth getting through all the stuff that I want to talk about, because this is how I've optimized my experience. I don't waste time. I organize. Now, I know you may hate organization, but there's something called muscle memory. And even though I don't have any muscle at all, I have memory. And I've got at least 16 megabytes up here, possibly even more. So I know exactly where an app is, and so I can swipe, and I can tap, and I know exactly its position and everything. I don't need to think about it. I just swipe, boom, tap, doom. You know, whatever. It's done. I don't have Doom for iOS, though. I said tap, doom, and that's not accurate, because I do not have Doom on iOS at this stage. But knowing exactly where the icon is important. All the more reason why you probably would not want to have a ton of apps installed on your phone, because then you're digging for them. Now, I know you might be saying, well, Chris, why don't you swipe down and use the Spotlight search? Well, I'll tell you why. I'm going to search for something right now. Okay, I searched for it. The app is available on my phone. The data is, I'm going to go back. I'm going to search for the word Chris. There we go. Now, data is on my phone. That is definitely tied into the name, Chris. I've turned off all app searches. I've turned off, a lot of the apps that I don't want to search the data or through or from or have Spotlight pull in. And for whatever reason, Spotlight just stopped working. Like it's done. No reboots, fix it, nothing. It's like, I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know. I was made by an Apple engineer, by the fine people who brought you the sloppiness of iOS 7, 8, and now 9. That's why. That's a great way of actually speeding up your experience if Spotlight works for you, but my phone's ready to fall asleep. Apple software engineers are not as skilled as you think they are. And I've proven it time and time again, and I'm not the only person to say that. Developers have come out and say, we don't know what Apple's doing. And their puff pieces don't fool me at all. They've definitely fallen short on quality control with software in recent years, and I'm more of a software guy. Now, the big tip actually involves I can undo typing. Will that help? Undo. That didn't help anything. I undid it. So, this is what I want to show you. This is the big reveal here. I'm going to hold up my phone, and animations and transitions on the iPhone sometimes can be a bit slow. You can actually go through and reduce motion in accessibility settings, but I'm going to show you something that goes one step further. I normally have reduce motion turned on, and instead of the animations of the app zooming in and out and the transitions going zoom, 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 turning on reduce motion may speed it up somewhat, at least the responsiveness of this springboard, the screen where all the icons of all your apps are. Reduce motion makes them fade in and out. Fade, fade, fade. But there's a way to turn that off. It's a glitch. It's not an official feature. It's a glitch. And I'm going to show you first. I'm going to demonstrate it here. So normally, you would see if I open a folder, what would happen? You would see it like the animation zoom in or out or fade in and out depending on the toggle. Watch. Pop, 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 pop. You see? In and out. Pop, pop. Pop, popping in and out of apps. Okay, in and out of apps is what I mean. Okay, pop, instantaneous. Pop, instantaneous. Pop, instantaneous-ish. Instantaneous, pop, no animations. What happened to all the animations? What happened to all the transitions? Why am I moving around so quickly? How am I able to do that? You can do that too right now. It's a glitch. So Apple may fix this amazing feature as far as I'm concerned because I know where I'm going. Remember I talked about muscle memory? Tap, 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 tap. I don't have to wait for animations. I don't need to wait for animations. I'm animated enough, okay? So tap, 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 pop, pop. No folder popping bug either. Pop. Do you see that? Do you guys see this popping? So, I don't think so, Earl. Sorry. I still feel a little weird about optimization apps, Earl. I trust you. But I think a lot of it's placebo effect, and I really haven't seen any kind of proof otherwise, empirical proof and evidence. So I love a good conspiracy theory, but those battery optimizer apps usually don't help anybody except for the developer. Usually, that's not always the case, I'm sure. So how do I do the popping thing? This is how you enable the glitch. Even though I've already enabled it on this iPhone. And I haven't even tried it on my iPad. I should probably do that, huh? Okay, let's pull this over. Let's go ahead and press play. And maybe I'm going to try to enable it on my iPad. Spotlight Search, I believe, still works on the iPad. Okay, so you go into Settings. Oh, actually, hang on. I'm going to show you. See how I even exited out of the app? It popped. Isn't that great? Settings. App. Pop. Pop. No animations. Pop. Settings. Okay, then I go to General. And see, there's an animation there because it's in the app. I'm talking about the springboard, back and forth on the springboard. Remember, that's what I'm talking about. The pops there. Accessibility. Then you scroll down. This is how you enable the glitch. Accessibility, assistive touch. Normally it's off. Okay, so you toggle it on, assistive touch. Then you'll see this little icon pop up on your screen, and you can even move it around. It's there to help. And what you do is you pop or animate back to this start screen, the springboard, swipe down to enable the springboard, right? Or to enable, sorry guys, this is a Friday morning and I'm going nuts. It is the second cup of coffee, I will blame it. So, I swipe down to pull up Spotlight, and then I tap, right? Swipe down, tap, swipe down, tap. Get used to doing that procedure because what happens is as you swipe down, And that little icon that you've moved, you got to move it to the corner there. You see, as I did, right? The lower right-hand corner. Swipe down, and you'll see it animate up. Well, the trick is to enable the glitch, and you'll know you've enabled the glitch when you can suddenly pop into things and your animation's gone, okay? So assistive touch on, down in the corner, swipe down, and you've got to tap this empty area in the spotlight search before this particular icon for assistive touch reaches to the top of the keyboard. See how it jumps up and down? So you got to catch it kind of midway, bam, and then it pops down real quick. When you do that, the animation is pretty much gone. It's a glitch. So I did this yesterday with my patrons, and they were doing it like live. They were seeing it happen live, and they were saying, "Wow, it worked!" So I know it works. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you. So here's my reduced motion. See how it fades in and out there? I'm going to go ahead and try it on my iPad Pro. We're going to open up General, Accessibility, and assistive touch. By the way, you can also, when you're done with it, when you've actually enabled the glitch, which may, after a reboot, may reset itself, or potentially, like I didn't even reboot, but I plugged it in overnight and the glitch fixed itself. So you may have to do this frequently. It's not a permanent change. Let's go ahead and enable assistive touch here. There's a little icon right here. I'm going to move it down to the lower right-hand corner. Swipe down, tap. Oh, hang it. Let's try this. Swipe down, tap, swipe down. It animates up, tap, swipe down, animates up. You got to catch it like midway. Nope, still fadey. I'm gonna keep doing it until it works. Because hopefully it may not be an iPad thing, but I'm not fast enough. Nope, still fadey. This may be a very long video. Oh, did that work? Nope, still fadey. Or it may not be an iPad thing. I've only seen it on the iPhone. But, oh, you gotta be fast. Nope, still fadey. And that's reduced motion turned on. Okay, so let's try this, man. I really want this to work. And you may have to do the same thing. You may have to, like, go back and forth a few times in order to get it to work. It's all about timing. And it's all about removing those animations. Well, I think it's all about removing those animations. I did it really quickly last night, too, on the iPhone, because I wanted to see if I could do it again and again and again, and I could, but my timing's a little off today. Nope. It may not work on the iPad. If you can get it to work on the iPad, that is awesome, and let me know if you can. I definitely know it works on... I know it works on the iPhone, because I've done it, and I've had my patrons do it, and I've seen other people around the world do it. This is it's a stock device, latest version of iOS, nothing to install. It's a glitch that I'm sure, more than confident, Apple's going to fix. Boy, I'm really off on my timing. It's really cached now. Oh, here we go. It popped! Okay, it does work on the iPad. You see that? Look. Pop, 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 pop. And if you don't think that saves you time, you're talking about instantaneous pop. Can you see the pops? Pop, pop, no animation. Pop, 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 pop. If I tap the folder, right? Pop, 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 pop. I love that. It speeds it up, and man, it makes things way more responsive. Okay, keep trying it, Eric. Keep trying it. Keep trying it. It worked for me, and you saw it. Now I can turn off the assistive touch, and then get rid of that icon, and I sped up the responsiveness of my phone. Didn't install anything. It's not a placebo effect. If you don't think that, man, I'm ready. I don't need the animation. I turn off animations everywhere. Apple likes throwing them in. Just give me the option to turn them off. That's all I ask. Okay, so the irony of talking about an iPhone speed video is that I was anything but speedy in delivering all of my suggestions for having a faster iPhone experience, or even a smartphone experience, minus this real, true speed tip. True speed tip. Okay, I'm going to move on to Pirillo picks. Then I'm going to be answering some questions, likely tech questions here. Oh, look at that! It's so crisp. Crispy. It is crispy. I am, by the way, you hear other people brag about crispy? No. I am the original crispy. I am crispy. There's no question there. Okay, let's talk about other things now. If you want to hear the rest of TLDR and my whatever the hell I'm going to be doing for the next hour, be sure to head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to become a patron. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from ChrisPirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through ChrisPirillo.com.